All right, finna go ahead and get it started. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Life of a Champ podcast. For today's episode 157, we're going to be discussing the pressure of self-expectation, right? And of course, I have somebody next to me, so I'll go ahead and let y'all know. This is actually we'll do this. For the people that do not know, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, what's up? My name is Noe, cousin, or I'm Champ's little cousin.
Yep.
17 years old, about to be 18 in January. You already know. Future Navy sailor right here too.
Yep, there you go. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get it started. Like I said, the episode, like I said, the pressure of self expectation. If you guys have any comments regarding anything that we're mentioning, whether you're watching right now or you're rewatching this, definitely let us know so we can add to this and also so we can contribute to everyone else's success. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully this is something you can relate to. If this is something you can't relate to, you probably need to reevaluate something, right? Before I go to get it started, make sure you go and follow me on TikTok, just Life of a Champ podcast on TikTok, as well as make sure you go ahead and leave a like on my YouTube shorts, as well as my YouTube clips, because I'll be posting those here very, very soon. If there's a specific podcast that you want clips for, also let me know in the chat as well. Other than that,
Follow me on Instagram too, Noe.Costello.
There you go.
20,
Follow the
right
boy.
there.
Follow the boy. We're gonna go ahead and get it started. Like I said, if you're in the chat, let us know as well. So, like I said, the pressure of self-expectation. The way I want to go ahead and get this started is by analyzing where I think this comes from. Not only with everybody in our lives being in need of something, right? Anthony, appreciate for stopping by.
Hey, it was good, Anthony.
But the first thing I want to say is this, right? The reason why there's so much pressure of the self-expectation within itself is partially because of the way society is constructed. And I would say the social media aspect is definitely going to play a role as well. Society makes you feel like you need to have everything figured out, and that obviously adds to the pressure. And it also looks on the outside like everybody truly has it figured out, when in reality, most don't. And what do you think about that, Noe?
Yeah, honestly,
Get a little closer.
sorry, my bad. Honestly, I feel like everyone be posting on social media, like, oh yeah, I'm out here doing all this and this. Like, oh yeah, I'm out here traveling the world. Bro, you didn't even pay for that, bro. Come on, don't play with me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's little things like that, and that's only one aspect as well, where people will over exaggerate the progress that they're making. Not to say that you shouldn't post the progress that you are making, but just this overall sense of like I said, it's just self expectation. Now, okay, so I see people performing now now there's gonna be pressure for me to perform, or I feel like I'm doing nothing, or or I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not being enough. Andrew, appreciate for stopping by.
Hey, it was good, Damien.
Yeah, there you go. Say it was good, your boy. But yeah, I would say, like I said, that societal aspect is definitely going to play a huge role, and I feel like not only is there already pressure on us with trying to help our families out, right? Mine and Noe's family, of course.
Big family, bro. Big family.
Exactly, but also, like I said, it's just gonna add more to
Also, like, cause like we're young men, like we're literally just starting off our lives, and all eyes are on us right now. That's what I feel like, and honestly, that's a bad and a good thing, but I feel like it's more of a good thing because once I actually do come through with all this, everything I'm telling these people, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this, succeed in my career.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna be like, he did that shit. He did that
Exactly.
shit. He's him, bro.
Yeah, exactly, and I feel like that's a huge part of what makes a man confident is saying exactly who he is, and then going out and showing you exactly who he truly is, right? Because obviously it's one thing to just say something; it's another thing to say it and go ahead and do it, right? That's obviously going to say a lot more about your character. But like we were mentioning earlier, right? We are individually our own leads of our family, right? And I'm sure a lot of people can truly resonate with this message as well. You watching this right now, you might be the lead of your family. You might feel the same way with the self-expectations that you have within your life and what you want to accomplish, or at least hopefully, that is the way it is, right? But yeah, there's definitely it's definitely an interesting type of pressure because you're forced to try to show people a life that they haven't exactly lived, right? Eric said, lean on your elders of your family for advice and try to avoid the mistakes. That were made. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. Right.
And that kind of, I want to bring this into our next topic, is learning to deal with failure, and that is you know, a big part of it is looking at what your family did wrong and making it right, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like
Breaking what's it called? Generational barriers. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
the generational curses, right? There's going to be obviously plenty of things that anyone could truly observe within their family, the things that went wrong. Obviously, you should observe the things that went wrong and also the things that went right as well. But I would say definitely place more emphasis on the things that they did wrong so you can go ahead and avoid the paths that they went down for sure. Um, and yeah, that yeah, like Noe was mentioning, right? The dealing with failure, right? Failure is just a part of the learning experience, right? Just like Eric had said right there. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything more you want to say about that?
Not right now, but I'll pick it up again.
All right, for sure,
I'll pick
for
it
sure.
up again.
But yeah, I'll get back on that point right there. Learning from your elders, right? You need to for you to already have that self pressure on yourself. Um, you've hopefully done enough time to truly analyze your family and the things that they did wrong, right? And through that entire process, you should have already built like a different path, right? With taking all the observations, taking all the failures of the ones who came before you, and implementing that within your own journey, which is going to add even more pressure because now you've learned certain things that they didn't learn, right? You've experienced things that you haven't exactly experienced, but you learn from the wisdom of those experiences.
Exactly. Like, don't just because they failed doesn't mean like you don't gotta listen to them. Like, I think that's something like people would like always mess up with. Like, oh yeah, he failed, but like you got really look into why he failed and just don't do why, or don't do what he did. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Yeah, I do believe that, like I said, there's definitely a lot of utility, a lot more than people would like to admit when it comes to these failures, right? I'm sure you guys have heard this cliche saying of like, there's a lot more you can learn from a loss or a failure than you can from an actual win, right? And that is exactly, or like a success, right? There's definitely a lot more that could be added to your arsenal if you were to observe those who have failed for sure. Like I said, you're just avoiding the path the path that they went down, and that's definitely key. Moving on though, this is gonna be another thought, and I feel like I said, a lot of people could truly resonate with this when it comes to the pressure of your own self expectation. A question that I have always asked myself, and I feel like a lot of people truly have asked themselves this, and I'm sure you've asked yourself this at one point in time. Will you ever be truly satisfied with the fruits that your labor will reap in the future? Right. There's going to be certain work that you put in. Right.
Mm.
Now, will you ever truly be satisfied with the work that you put in? Right. I feel like that's because here's the thing. There's a lot of self expectation for you to go ahead and perform. But now, after you've performed, are you going to be satisfied? Because there's a lot of people that do perform, and they're truly not
I
satisfied.
think it just depends on your goals as well.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Like 100%. Like, some people want to be rich. Some people just want to have a family and settle down. It just depends.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're right. Yeah, and it also depends on your goal, of course. You just got to be clear with that as well. Jaden
And
said,
also how high your expectations are of yourself as well.
exactly. You're right. Of course, like I said, that's customized to your own personal goals. With breaking generational curses, you might also have to deal with family members that are offended by that and think that you're trying to better them. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing that you had mentioned, right? There's gonna be some ego involved. Hopefully, your family is I don't even know what to say. If your family's like that, if your family's feeling some type of way about your success, stay away from them as much as you possibly can. That's all I'm gonna say.
For real.
In the words of Aerosmith, you gotta lose to know how to win. Shout out to Anthony. Gio, preacher was
Y'all, listen. It's okay to drop toxic family. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. If and that goes for anybody, like I said, family or not, right? If they're not encouraging you to do the path that you're going towards, you shouldn't be listening to them. You shouldn't be around them at all. It's not energy. It's not energy worth being around. No, because you will keep raising the bar. We are competitive and
Oh,
our worst. Yeah, exactly. That's something I was going to mention a little bit later. But yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, he's just
Aerosmith.
repeating that. Yeah, that's funny.
I just read the Aerosmith.
Yeah, but Anthony's exactly right. For sure. But yeah, going back to the question that I asked, right? Will you ever be fully satisfied with the fruits that your labor will reap? That is a question that I feel like a lot of people have asked themselves, or something that you truly should ask yourself. And hopefully that answer is going to be yes. But like I said, satisfaction, and like Noe had mentioned, um, depending on your goals and the potential that you're trying to fulfill, that's obviously going to be completely dependent on that for sure.
What are your goals, Champ?
What are my goals?
What are you gonna be satisfied with?
I'm gonna be satisfied with. That's a good question. Um, I'm gonna be satisfied with constant progress, constantly being able to evolve and try to figure out certain issues that I've had, getting past those. I feel like that's going to bring me a lot of fulfillment, of course. But like I said, that satisfied word is definitely very, very interesting. But in short, once my family's fully taken care of, that's when I'll be satisfied. But I'm not done, obviously. I would say that's gonna be as close to satisfied as I'll get. But yeah, what about you? What about you when it comes to that? Right? What is your definition of satisfaction when it comes to your own success? Looking at your own success.
Honestly, me personally, I want to be an entrepreneur when I'm older.
Okay.
So I want to own a bunch of different businesses, and I'll be satisfied when a lot of those businesses have built me generational wealth and a lot of passive income. Because that's really what I'm building for. Hence why I'm going to the Navy, because there's a lot of things that, like a lot of programs that can help me build towards that, and building my future, and allowing me to have a lot of financial freedom. You know.
Yeah,
like straight out of high school. Like I'm trying to get this shit done. I'm not trying to be retired like hella old and then I can't really enjoy everything that I built, you know?
Mm-hmm. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, of course. Like I said, that should be a common goal. And I feel like one thing I'll say with that as well is I feel like that's a lot more attainable than what people would like to give it credit for. People will still pick a path that's conventional or that's convenient for them. And avoid that path instead of like accepting.
Like they don't want to be pushed outside their comfort zone, but that's exactly what I'm doing to myself, is pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. I'm literally leaving you guys for like 4 to 8 years. Yeah,
that's gonna be the experience itself. But getting back on topic, go ahead and hit this one right here.
So, all right, self-expectation, career success. All right, so career success. Honestly, like I told you, I want to be an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. But there's going to be a lot of different things that I'm going to have to do. Now, I know you don't think that you need college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But that's another debate. But me personally, I'm going to double major in cybersecurity and business. And then when I'm out of the Navy, I actually own my own cybersecurity business and be a big CEO, man.
Okay.
And I got that idea from my Tita Steph, and she told me one of her friends actually got bought out for like millions of dollars, and they own a cybersecurity business. So I thought I got the idea, but honestly, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, honestly. Yeah, but I mean, like that's not my only thing I'm gonna do. Obviously, I'm gonna have like little small things, maybe like some like random like nail salons, because it's like those little things where it's like, why the hell is that making so much money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of pressure of self-expectation when it comes to your career success, right? Of course, I could speak all day about the pressure that I put on myself with that. When it comes to the person watching this right now, you watching this right now, when it comes to your career success, what are the mandatory pressures that you need to place on yourself in order to truly achieve that? And I feel like that's something that a lot of people need to take into account as well, because not enough people are not ready for the pressures that comes with the certain things that they want within this life. They say they want something, but truly are not prepared for the pressure that they're going to need to be put under in order to actually achieve that.
As well. And the sacrifice.
Exactly right. The sacrifices that they're needing to make, right? A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I want a Lamborghini," but are you willing to put in the sacrifices that it takes in order to actually have that Lamborghini, right? Or whatever car it is, or whatever materialistic thing that you want in this life is, right? In order to attain that, you're going to need sacrifices, you're going to need struggle, you're going to need pressure. Now, are you willing to withstand that? And if you are, then you will have it. And if you don't, and if you can't handle it, then you won't have it.
All right, bringing me into my next point.
D, you're crazy for that, man. That's so crazy. I'm not even gonna repeat that shit.
All right. Anyways, so to succeed, I feel like you have to. It goes back to the people you surround yourself with, and getting all those toxic people out of your life. Mm-hmm. You know, especially like let's say even like in your own like relationship, having someone who's gonna support you no matter what.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's such a simple concept, but so many people just misunderstand it. And they're so blinded by this thing, love.
Okay.
But I mean, like, really, their partner could be bringing them down, but they don't even realize it because they're so in love with them.
Exactly. And yeah, they kind of have a hard time like truly like analyzing the person for what they actually are, and like removing the feeling that they have towards that person, right? And yeah, like you had mentioned, that's definitely going to play a role within the conversation that we're having, right? The success within your relationships, or the success that you have with the partner that you do, or the partner that you chose, right? That's gonna completely change your trajectory. I'll say that for sure, and I'll say that at the very least, right? Any woman or any person that you have by your side that's going to be that person, that needs to be the right person for sure. And they can either add to that pressure in the best way possible, or they're gonna add to that pressure in the worst way possible. And there's no in between. Yeah,
It is. It is. It is kind of a. What was I gonna say?
we use that chat. What are you saying?
I'm trying to think how to word this.
Not even love. That's infatuation. Sure, sure.
Yeah, we'll put that.
We'll put that.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Where were we at? Success within your relationships.
Yeah.
All right. So also your friends as well. You know, a lot of friends, you know, they joke around it and stuff, but at some point it does become almost mentally abusive to your friend from your friends.
Okay.
And I'm like, they'll poke fun at things that you do, and you know that's obvious. But I'm like, if you're close with someone, you're gonna do that. But at some
Of
point,
course.
they have to know when it's too much, especially like knowing when and when not to poke fun at a joke.
Yeah, that's for sure, right? That's gonna. I feel like that's gonna go up to you and your ability to like really like understand, um, if this person truly has the best interest in mind for you or not. Because yeah, like with most guys and their friends, right? They're obviously gonna have those moments where they definitely goof off. But if you have that one friend that doesn't know when to stop or where to stop, that person eventually becomes a social outcast, right? And they break away from the group. That's inevitable. I'd
But
say.
it kind of puts you. Let's say you have a friend group, it kind of puts you in a weird spot because even if you drop them, they're still going to be around you, which kind of sucks. So does that put you in the situation where you have to drop your friend group?
That's a good question. Hmm. Well, it depends. I would say it depends. Of course, it depends. But yeah, no, that's definitely something that's very very interesting as well. Because yeah, because you might have to drop that, because if you really wanted to get rid of that person out of your life, that might be the only option you
Like
got,
you
right?
could just keep up, you know, the two that are really good to you too. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
for sure, for sure. Or like you might be able to have individual interactions with those people.
Yeah.
That might be something you prioritize as well. You know what you have to do and get it done. Yup,
Yes,
you already
sir.
know what time it is, Gio. Appreciate for talking, man. Like I said, if you guys have any questions or comments regarding anything that we're mentioning on today's podcast, definitely go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you have any added comments as well that you feel like is worth mentioning, or maybe you love one of the points that me and Noe had said, definitely leave it in the comments as well. Appreciate it. But
Still on the topic of relationships, I'm gonna pull back to something I said earlier, and that's cutting off toxic family members.
okay, go ahead.
All right. I feel like people are so blinded by the word family at some points because really your family could be pulling you down. Not saying that our family does. Our family is actually very supportive,
Thankfully, yeah.
thankfully, but not everyone's blessed with our family.
Mhm.
There's families that they want them so coddled and they want them to be at home all the time, be around him all the time, and that's not fair. I've heard so many countless stories where people lose out on once in a lifetime opportunities because their family was like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm going to guilt trip you into staying with us." Like, bro, that's crazy as hell.
Yeah, obviously they don't say that, but that's what they do, right? Of course.
That's what they do. That's not what they say, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you're exactly right, right? And they kind of self-sabotage potential they sabotage potential certain situations that you could put yourself in that might reap you true benefit, right? And they might limit you in that specific way. And obviously, like you had mentioned, right? There's got to be a point in time where if somebody's truly holding you back, and even if they are family, you need to truly analyze whether this person is worth having or not. And if you were to remove that family word, would that person still be around or not? And at the very least, here's the thing: if you can't avoid family completely, you can at least spend the least amount of time possible with them, and that would be also like the best alternative, I would say, for sure. Hold up, let's see. Jaden had a comment. They want you to either be at their level or lower. Yeah, that's like I said, if you have any people in your family
It's
like
tough,
that,
bro.
yeah, go ahead and spend the least amount of time or cut them off completely. That'd be my best advice for sure. We're getting into
It's especially it's a tough topic, especially when some people's own parents are pulling them down to their level as well.
that's true.
And that's honestly really sad. I'm gonna say this like I said before. Luckily, our family doesn't do that. Our family is very supportive and want us to succeed and be better than them.
Hmm.
Of course,
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, unfortunately, it's not as common as I would like it to be, but it is what it is.
hate to see it.
If your family is very, very supportive, leave it in the comments. If your family is less than ideal when it comes to supporting you, also leave that in the comments. I want to know. I kind of want to gauge everybody's family situation, just so I can see the type of families that we're dealing with. But at the end of the day, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. Obviously, one's more favorable than the other, but nonetheless, you get one family in this life, man. You get one family in this life, so 50-50. Like I said, that's probably going to be most people's answers, I would say. Probably about 50-50, I'd say. But yeah, definitely leave it in the comments. Jaden, appreciate for contributing for sure.
All right.
Yeah,
Next thing,
Okay.
we're kind of gonna get away from relationships right now. We're gonna go more into physical appearance.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, are we talking about like materialistically, or we get more physically?
Go physically.
Okay. So I mean, like, I feel like me, I'm a pretty busy person, bro. I'm not even gonna cap. I'm not even gonna lie. So sometimes it's hard to keep up with going to the gym, and it is one of those things where it's like if you truly care about it, you'll go. But I mean, like at the same time, it's almost it can get a little bit draining.
Oh, of course.
A little bit draining. So it's like,
It's supposed to be.
fuck, like I'm going from like work to school to the gym. It's like shit, bro. But I mean, like, it's something I'm trying to improve on, but it's something I've been having a hard time with recently.
Mm. And like I said, there's going to be moments where it's not going to come as easy for sure. But like I said,
Yeah.
that's just going to go hand in hand with the pressures of self-expectation. You deep down know that it's probably something you need to do, right? And I'm sure some people watching this right now, maybe you're not going to the gym or taking care of yourself physically as much as you know you probably should. But that's going to go deep. That's going to be the deep down self-expectation, the pressure of the self-expectation that should be on you regardless, because you know that's something that is probably going to be worth investing your time into within this life, right? But with that being said, you might still need to go ahead and do it, right? 'Cause here's the thing: the way that I see it, this is the way that I see it, right? People can talk about, oh yeah, well this is gonna be the best thing for you, but if you don't do it and if you don't act like it, it's just cope. Anything and everything you say is kind of cope, and obviously, like I said, it can definitely be limiting for sure within your day, especially if you're a busy person. Maybe you only can really prioritize a few different things, but you got to analyze, is that something worth prioritizing? Is that something that's worth your time or not? And if it's not, you better have some good ass other things on your plate, man. That's all I have to say for that. Got to do what you got to do. It's exhausting, but at times it's a good kind of exhausting. You're exactly right, Jaden. You're exactly right. A family that doesn't support each other's success is wild. Jealousy doesn't look good on anyone. Anthony's exactly right. Anthony's exactly right for sure.
Bro, I read that wrong at first. I was like, bro, what the hell is this man talking about?
Yeah, that's why I had to read it sometimes. Anthony's comments sometimes you got to read them all the way through. If you read them all the way through, they're gonna make perfect sense for sure. Yeah, but I want to kind of get on that a little bit more, right? Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of the pressure of self expectation when it comes to your physical, of course, right? And like I said, quite frankly, there should be all these things that we had mentioned within, like having the career success, the pressure of the career success, the pressure of the success within your relationships, whether it's families or whether it's with your partner. All these things are going to be essential when it comes to your overall success as a person. So therefore, the self expectation that you have within you and your life and the way that you see it, it's all gonna tie into that. Like I said, especially with the physical one as well, all gonna tie into that for sure. Is there anything else you want to add into all those?
No.
All right.
For now. We might pull back from it too within our next topics as well.
All right, for sure. Go ahead. You talk about this one right here.
All right. Okay, yeah. So we are gonna pull from what we just talked about back to the topic of family. Building off what our parents have built for us. Now, in our family specifically, you know, our great uncles didn't have our great aunts and uncles, which is like our grandma and shit.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have much growing up. They didn't have much.
Yeah.
They were dirt poor, almost. I'm like, they still had houses and stuff, but I mean, like, they were barely living off whatever they could get.
They weren't living in luxury.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, like, even with great determination and having each other, they built a solid foundation, which it built an even more solid foundation for our parents, which have built an even more solid foundation. And it's just going to keep going and going and going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want to do it.
That's how it should be done.
It's the pressure of that expectation that can be a little bit draining at times, because we can feel like damn, like if we don't succeed, then they're kind of going to look down upon us because we had more opportunity than they did, and we weren't able to capitalize on it.
Mm-hmm. You're exactly right. And I feel like there's not to say that everybody's family is exactly set up like that, but hopefully your parents puts you in a position that's going to be potentially better than the position that they were given within themselves, right? And I guess like he had mentioned, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, because you're expected to capitalize. Everyone's looking at you like you are that person that's supposed to do that. Especially your given circumstance. Now, if you're not able to do that, of course,
you kind of feel like you almost failed them in a way.
You're exactly right.
It's gonna haunt you, but I mean, like, it's just the amount of work you put in at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. It's obviously the amount of sacrifices that you're going to make, things that we had mentioned earlier. The sacrifices that you're willing to make, the amount of pressure that you're willing to handle in order to get what you want, the success, of course.
Only if you act like that.
You're funny for that. It's not even about what you have or what you don't. You could have the biggest house and all the money and the weakest family foundation. You're exactly right. But it's not gonna be our situation, I'll tell you that. But yeah, you're exactly right with that for sure. And yeah, that's something we'll kind of get into a little bit more. Hold up. You got to go hard or go home. The world will eat you up if you ain't over that. You already know what time it is. Yeah. You're exactly right, Gio. You're exactly right, man. He knows what time it is, man. But yeah, kind of getting it back to that, like that family foundation, right? Your life could seem perfect, almost like Jaden had mentioned, but if you have that lacking family unit, the family foundation, just know that life's gonna feel like it definitely could be better for sure. Like I said, that's not something money can replace. You can't replace family with money. You just can't. You just cannot, man. But yeah, I want to kind of get back to what we were mentioning, right? The added pressure. You have to have this sense of pressure placed on top of you if your parents put you in a position to do better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: if your parents didn't put you in a great position, not to say that you have a little bit more lenience, but here's the thing: anybody would have struggled as much as you.
Everyone has their own struggle, bro.
You're exactly right, man.
Your struggles.
Exactly right. Yeah, everybody has their own struggle, man. You're exactly right. But here's the thing: what you do with that struggle is something that's gonna be hopefully different, right? Because here's the thing: everybody's gonna have struggle within this life. Everybody's gonna have a different level of difficulty.
I hate when people downplay your struggle. Like, oh, well, you have this and this, so it's not as important as my struggle.
Still struggle nonetheless.
It's still a struggle nonetheless. Exactly.
But yeah, struggle nonetheless. Like I said, what you do with that struggle, how you use it as motivation, is definitely going to say a lot more than just the struggle itself. Because like I said, we can all look at the struggle and be like, oh, have this victim mentality, right? But how you go about it is going to say a lot more about yourself, right? Especially with the pressure of self-expectation, like we had mentioned for today's topic, right? How you go about that pressure of the self-expectation that you have is going to say a lot more than just having the pressure itself, right?
Yeah.
So, like we had mentioned time and time again within this podcast, there's gonna be a lot of pressure, man. There's gonna be a lot of pressure. Now, the character that you're going to need to be is going to be hopefully a person that can withstand this pressure. And if it's, like I said, if you're not able to handle it, then your character's gonna exactly show that for sure. Um, is there anything that you want to mention when it comes to the pressure of self expectation, Noe?
Mm,
All right. You guys are in the comments. You guys have any questions or comments regarding anything that we have mentioned? Definitely go ahead and leave in the comments for sure. We'll wait for some comments. Where your boys at, Noe? Where your boys at, man? Exactly. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Gio. You're exactly right, man. Here's the thing. If you want to read his comment, go ahead and hit the live comments for sure. But you're exactly right though. Yeah, everybody's gonna have their struggles. You can't back out of the struggles that you have. You can't avoid yourself from the struggles because like we had mentioned before, everyone's gonna have them. Everyone's gonna have them, man, and that's just what it comes down to.
yeah. That goes back to the people you surround yourself with too. If they're gonna bring you up when you are struggling as well.
Yeah, you're right. Here's the thing. Well, let's add on top of that, right? It's a different type of struggle to have struggle and to have no one to struggle with, right?
That's hard.
And it's different. It's different to struggle, and then you actually have people that are worth struggling with, right? That's a whole different life. And if you're a person that is the unfortunate circumstance where you're struggling and you have no one to endure the struggle with, you must find people who are worth enduring the struggle with. Because if you don't, the shit's gonna be way harder, right? You can have the same struggle, but just the people that you surround yourself with is going to dictate whether that struggle is actually worth it or not, worth getting through or not, right? What do you think about that, Noe?
Man, bro, as long as I got you,
We're good,
even
man.
if we got
We're
10
good.
bucks in our pocket, bro,
Yeah,
I still got you going through the struggle, bro. You know what I'm saying?
exactly, man. Exactly, man. In the rain, man, doesn't matter, man.
For real, bro.
Yeah, like I said, if you have the right people, you're gonna be in a good position, man. Life's gonna be worth living, if you have the right people around you, for sure.
For sure, bro.
But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions or comments regarding anything we're mentioning, definitely leave it in the comments for sure. Where's your boys at, Noe? Where's your boys at,
I'm
man?
about to text them right now. Where y'all at?
Where y'all at, man?
Text my girl. Where you at? No, I'm kidding. She at work.
Yeah, exactly. You completely agree. Appreciate it, Gio. Is there anything else I want to mention?
Bro, these fools left me on open. That's great.
Wow.
Y'all fake.
He said y'all fake, man. Wow.
Bro, just pop in. Ask one question.
For real.
Nah, knowing them, they say some stupid shit.
Yeah, that's one thing I was with having Noe on. That's always a potential, baby. That's always a potential.
Bro, I'm still in high school, bro. You already know how.
Like I said, the goons will pop out, but they'll pop out and they'll pop out.
God.
Non-existent. I wonder what he's mentioning, but yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, but I appreciate everyone for stopping by. D, where you at, man? If you watching, man, let me know in the comments. Anthony, if you here, man, let me know in the comments, man.
Bro, hold on. I'm gonna check my fantasy team really quick.
This man. All right.
Yo, Isaiah Pacheco got me 15 points.
Chilling, man. That's crazy. Yeah, go ahead and ask the question, D. Or Gio, if you have a question as well, definitely leave it in the comments.
I want to hear like what they have to say, because a lot of things that we talked about today was from our own family and our own experience. So I want to see if they agree with it or not.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said,
DGO. What y'all think about what we said? Because I mean, like I said, we talked a lot about like our own experiences with our own family. So I want to know like what you guys think about what we said.
Exactly. Like I said, leave it in the comments, man. Don't be slacking now. There's something I wanted to say about this. Yeah, let's kind of get on that topic as well. Eric mentioned it earlier, but I'm surprised we didn't put it in our notes. But the essence, and I've mentioned this on plenty of podcasts before, right? The essence of, I'm not even gonna answer that question. That's a dumb question. The essence of being your biggest critic, right? That's gonna go hand in hand with the pressure of self expectation. You must be your own biggest critic,
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not your own biggest critic, let's just say you have somebody right now in your life that is criticizing you more than you criticize yourself. Um, that's an interesting thing. Let me tell you that for sure, because you're not demanding enough from yourself. If somebody's asking more from you than you are asking of yourself, you need to analyze either one of two things. Either that person has a problem or you have a problem with yourself, right? There's really no other way about it.
It also does depend on what role they play in your life as well.
Yeah, for sure, of course. But usually,
Like if it's like your dad, like that's different, almost, or your mom
yeah,
in a way.
I guess, but I wouldn't say. Of course, all my. Well, I guess you could speak.
Because I'm like, I feel like they like criticize you like that because like they really do care about you, and they just want to see the best for you. Maybe like you're not on the right path, and they're just frustrated as fuck.
Well, like I said, then that's your problem. That's not their problem.
Exactly.
But like I said, regardless, you have a problem. If somebody's asking more from you than you're asking of yourself, you have a problem. And maybe that's you not asking enough. But regardless, you should be your biggest critic at the end of the day. And if you're not your biggest critic, then there's an issue. But with being your own biggest critic, like I said, it's an interesting existence because your successes, at least this is the way that I see it, your successes aren't exactly as celebrated as like the moments of failure, the moments of well, let's just say less than satisfactory. Those moments hurt so much more. Would you agree?
No,
As opposed to the feeling that it feels when you actually do succeed in something, that satisfaction and that feeling of like that disappointment within yourself. I would say that it's greater. Unfortunately, what do you think about that?
Nah, yeah, because I'm like you really know how much time and effort you put towards something. So if you're putting in a lot of work and then you fail at it, it can be disappointing and almost what's the word I'm looking for?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Noe.
Oh,
go ahead.
I can't find the word, bro.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's embarrassing.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good.
Anyways.
Hold up. All right. Being your own. Let's see the comments right here. Anthony, of course, carrying the chat. Being your own biggest critic requires balance. Balance between knowing when you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, and knowing when you're on the right track, and knowing what adjustments need to be made. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And like I said, there's a lot to be said about that, right? Like we can make an entire podcast based off of being your own biggest critic, but to the people that are their own biggest critic, like I want to mention is you must celebrate your wins way more than you think that you need to celebrate them. Because if not, like I said, you could truly crumble yourself by having so much expectations, but not enough positive reinforcement to the things that truly are going to be within your best interest. Go ahead. Go ahead, Noe. Is there anything you want to mention about that?
No, I'm just reading the comments right now.
Do you feel that the struggle you go through is more based on your expectation or that of not wanting to disappoint your family? That's a great question. I'm gonna go ahead and answer that. I would say based on my own expectation. That's the way that I personally answer it. Go ahead.
For me, I feel like it's not wanting to disappoint my family.
That's a different level of that's a different level. There's different struggles. There's different struggles when it comes to that question as well.
I don't know. I feel like I've told everyone in our family like everything I want to do. So now everyone's just sitting and watching now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, fuck. Like now I have all these eyes on me. Now I have to execute actually everything what I did. And like, I put that upon myself and I'm willing to do it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. But I would definitely answer that question. There's no one that puts enough pressure. There's no one that puts as much pressure that I put on myself. So with that being said, definitely within my own self. Of course, like I said, I'm not trying to disappoint my family, but I don't believe that I will disappoint my family at all. I don't even think that's possible. So therefore, it's only my own expectation of my own self. But that's just the way that I personally see it, right? Because at the end of the day, and I've said this before, time and time again, right? I don't believe the question of like, oh, am I going to be successful? Or am I going to do the things I set out to do? I never have those struggles or those questions at all. It's always how fast am I going to do it? That's the way that I personally see it. So that being said, yeah, definitely my own expectations are definitely going to be a lot more of a struggle to go through.
Yeah.
KJ, appreciate you for stopping by, man. You already know what time it is, man. Here's the thing: better late than never, but never late is better, of course. Come on, KJ, appreciate you for stopping by, man.
Hey, it was good, KJ.
Yeah, but I want you to kind of go in a little bit deeper on that. Like I said, obviously you had mentioned the burden of performance. Everybody's kind of waiting for you to go ahead and perform, but that sense of not wanting to disappoint your family, I feel like that can say
feel like
something about like your character for sure.
yeah, I mean like I don't feel like I'm really a selfless or a selfish person
Mm.
like at all. So I feel like that also ties back into it as well. But I mean like I'm even saying like family in the future too, like my kids that I'm gonna have too. So it's like fuck, like I really do want to set them up like my parents did for me, and I want to have that experience so they can learn from me. So I don't know, it's just kind of a little bit of a tough position, you know, because sometimes it does feel like I'm not doing it for myself.
That's exactly what I was just about to mention. That's exactly what I was just about to mention. The only thing about not wanting to disappoint your family is now you're under the expectations that are no longer yours and out of your hands. Now everybody's going to have a say so, and that's actually going to truly influence the way that you move and the decisions that you do make, right? That is why I didn't choose that answer because I don't personally relate with that. But yeah, now like I said, now you put yourself in a state of understanding. Well, who am I actually doing this for? Am I doing it for myself, or am I doing it to not disappoint somebody? That's an inch. Like I said, these all come with their own individual struggles. Of course, that is just going to be one of them. What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
Nah, yeah.
I got this man
Go.
thinking. I got him thinking. Go ahead.
I want you to go more into depth of like what you think um your struggles with your answer was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Because like you said, there's different expectations and struggles.
Okay. So like I said, go through. I'm gonna read the question. Do you feel that the struggle you go through is more based on your own expectation? Okay, yeah. So definitely on my own expectations for sure. And it kind of goes back to you being your own biggest critic, right? I feel like family could critique and criticize you for the decisions that you do make. My family truly, and I'm not to discredit you. I'm not like to say anything, but my family truly has the full belief within me. That's why I can put the pressure back on myself. Um, but understanding that every single move that I make is either gonna make or break the potential that I'm trying to go ahead and achieve. That I'm going to go ahead and achieve. So, yeah, just being your own biggest critic, like on times like 10. I feel like I said, you could be your own biggest critic and saying, you know what, I'm not moving the way that I need to do, and my family would be disappointed in me if I didn't do this. Now, if the way that I see it is, if I'm not moving the way that I need if I'm not moving the way that I need to move, I'm
Mm.
pushing back. I'm doing two things. I'm pushing down the potential, and I'm pushing it farther in time.
Mm.
Does that make sense? So that's definitely a thought of mine that I've thought about time and time again because, like I said, I never question if I'm going to do it or if I'm going to succeed. It's about how fast I want to do it, and based on my actions is going to dictate the ceiling of my potential. Of course, I don't believe in ceilings either, but just the
Ceiling's the
imaginary
sky, bro.
ceiling. What do you say?
I said the ceiling's the sky, bro.
Nah, not even the sky. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. But
Universes, baby.
yeah, sorry. Come on, no, you know what time it is, man. But yeah, I would say. Let me see if I can give you another one.
But
Of my
also,
struggles.
like, I don't want people to think like, oh, well, this fool can't think for himself. All his expectations are just his family. Like, I do have my own self expectations as well.
For sure.
You know.
And
But I
what-
mean, like, I feel like family does play a big role.
yeah, and I would say the thing that makes it uniquely different is,
I'm gonna stop using the word family. I'm just gonna say peers
okay, that's fine.
because it can be my friends as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, bro, I need some water, bro. Throat's dry.
Let's hear what Anthony has to say. Hold on. The sky is too. That's what I'm saying, Anthony. That's what I'm saying. G. Oh man, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what it is. But let me see if I can give you. Yeah, well, like I said,
Oh, that
another
water
strugg-
tastes like
another-
water.
That's what I'm saying, right? Another struggle that I would say I have when it comes to feeling the struggle and the pressure on myself within my own expectations. And like I said, of course, I'm a selfless person as well. All the moves I'm trying to make are for the people around me, essentially.
Same.
But yeah, like I said, I guess one of the struggles of doing it and going through the struggles based off of your own expectation is also realizing that, like Noe had mentioned, you're doing it for a family that doesn't even exist yet, right? And that's definitely a beautiful thing, and that's pressure because it's not necessarily like a family type of pressure. It's more of like an internal type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have more of the pressure or yeah, okay, the struggle that I go through is more based on my own self expectations, um, because I get to truly analyze the way that I am truly, and yeah, that's just pretty much what I have to say for that. KJ, if you have any questions or comments regarding anything that we're mentioning, definitely leave it in the comments for sure. But yeah, like Anthony had mentioned, the sky is too low of the bar. Yeah, too low. Come on now, you know what time it is, man. But yeah, do you have any other struggles that you do believe kind of contribute to you not wanting to disappoint your family?
Mm, kind of. I don't know. I feel like everyone has personally came up to me and told me, like, because everyone sees what I'm doing,
Of course,
like signing on to the Navy and stuff like that.
of course.
So everyone has come up to me and told me personally, like, oh, like you're almost like the next big thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's interesting, right? Yeah, like I said, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure
So
in
it's like,
itself, right?
and it's like, it means more when someone pulls me aside, tells me that personally, like it's like shit, like I'm so willing to do it because I am determined as fuck.
Hmm.
But it's one of those things where it's like shit, like it feels like it's breathing down my throat as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's just. And here's the thing: there's no breaks. There's no breaks in this game of life. That's the thing that makes it even more interesting. No breaks. Saving the
But I
world.
do appreciate all your guys' support because that just pushes me more, especially when I'm gonna be at boot camp and I have no contact with anyone. I'm like, fuck.
That's all you're gonna be thinking about. That's all you're gonna be thinking about.
For real.
Saving the
So I mean,
world is
like,
crazy.
it's
By
a-
the
it's
way,
It's a good thing and a bad thing. It, but that's what everything as well.
yeah, exactly right. Of course, the positives and the negatives, of course.
Exactly.
But yeah,
But it definitely is hella motivation, and I appreciate my family for that.
let them know. Let them know.
I don't want you guys to stop telling me this shit because you guys think, oh, he's too pressured. Nah, keep telling me this shit. Trust.
Pressure makes diamonds, baby. Come on now.
God.
And we gonna shine, man. We gonna shine. Come on now. Yeah, but is there anything else you want to mention on today's podcast before we go ahead and end it off?
Nah, I think we hit on every single point. I'm glad actually we chose this topic because I feel like this pertains to us a lot, considering we are now starting to get into our careers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. Exactly right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to mention when it comes to this. I'll say this: the pressure of self-expectation. My last words on this is this: if you don't feel like you have enough pressure, you're not making enough progress. You're not doing enough. You should feel always and every day that you wake up the pressure. You should feel that. You should be your own biggest critic. You should have your own analyzing moments in your day saying, you know what, I'm not doing enough. I'm not being enough, right? Even the times that I've had within my life where I was doing the most, I was the most critical on myself still, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, if you're criticizing yourself and you're trying to live up to your own self expectations, right? You're on the right path. Period. That's what it comes down to. Now, if you're a person that's living a lax life, you don't feel any pressure at all, really not even thinking twice, just living your day-to-day life, kind of going through the emotions. You know, you can kind of have like an idle mind at certain points of your day, right? You're not doing enough. You don't have enough pressure on yourself. There's not enough at stake for you. So therefore, you need to have more at stake within your current life situation. That's the way that I personally see it, right? Like I said, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to either agree or disagree with that. If you disagree, that's completely fine, man. I'll see you in a few years, man. That's all I gotta say. But
See you in a few years when I'm on my yacht, boy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. For real. The world can save itself.
No.
Only. Exactly. You're exactly right. No, you see what he said?
What do you say?
Exactly. Come on now.
I'm be like Dom Toretto. Family. It's everything.
Exactly. But other than that, like I said, I'll leave you guys off with. I'll give you guys like a few more minutes to leave some comments. But other than that, you pretty much said everything that we needed to say for today's podcast. Appreciate everyone stopping by.
Yeah.
If you're new, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and also leave a like on the video as well. And Noe, shout out your Instagram, man.
Hey, Noe.Costello24, you already know. Thank you. Hey, thank you guys for tapping in. You already know.
Yeah, tap.
All my friends that were in here, there are some real ones.
Yeah, you some dubs, man. You some dubs, man. Like I said, next time Noe's on the pod, like I said, leave some comments, you'd be good. Also one thing I want to mention as well is if you want to see Noe back on the podcast and you feel like there's a topic that you think that we would do really, really good at, definitely go ahead and feel free to leave your suggestions. Like I said, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it live or rewatching, definitely leave a comment for sure. We will respond.
For sure, bro.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I need to mention? Yeah, I'll just leave you guys off with the promo. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on TikTok if you're not already following me. Follow me on Rumble, Twitch, and TikTok if you're not already following me. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're probably on YouTube. Like I said, Life of a Champ podcast on everything. So follow me on there for sure. Other than that, this was episode 157 of the Life of Champ podcast with the boy Noe.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
No problem. Yeah,
it was a little bit last second, but you know what? We did that shit.
Exactly. Like I said, discussing the pressure of self-expectation. Appreciate it. Yes, we're gonna continue to do what we're doing. But other than that, I'll go ahead and end it off, man. I'll leave you guys off with the podcast motto. If you know the podcast motto, go ahead and leave in the comments. All right, fellas. Fellas out here, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay, fellas out here, man. We don't just work around here, man. We outwork. So make sure y'all work with these motherfuckers because you know that we are. Come on now. You already know what time it is, right? You guys have a good rest of your night. Like I said, stay tuned for the next podcast. It's going to be on Tuesday. I'll be having another music live stream here very, very soon. I don't know when specifically yet, but definitely stay tuned in for that for sure. Also, if there's music that you want to be played on the next stream, feel free to go ahead and comment, and I'll go ahead and play your songs. But other than that, like I said, next podcast is going to be on Tuesday, so tap in with that for sure. This next upcoming week, I'll be having a few more guests on. So if you love me having guests on like Noe, or like I said, want to suggest another guest, definitely go ahead and do that in the comments. But other than that, you guys have a good rest of your night. Like I said, finish up your week very, very good. And like I had mentioned before, make sure y'all work with these motherfuckers, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir.